My name is Timothy Whitman, and I teach art history and architectural history. And I have worked in the field of historic preservation in Chicago for over 35 years. I do consulting work in historic preservation with architects and developers. And I work for the Frank Lloyd Wright Preservation Trust. All of the docents for the Preservation Trust take a class with me. I also have worked for many years with the Chicago Architecture Foundation, the people who do the walking tours in the Loop and the riverboat tours. I train the docents. I'm on the faculty who train those docents as well. I teach at Columbia. I teach at the School of the Art Institute. I teach at Lake Forest College. In my 30-year tenure at Columbia, I've been proud of the fact that I've been involved here with a school that has pursued a particular vision of urban arts education. Academically sound, practical, and with a wide-ranging vision that encourage creativity. What we're seeing now is a devolution that is stripping away many of these aspects of the college that really made its reputation for excellence, particularly in fields of the visual arts. So if anybody asks me what the vision of the college is, I cannot answer that question because to me it is so counterproductive. It is counterproductive academically. It is counterproductive in terms of the professional relationship with the faculty. It is counterproductive for the relationship with the students and the students as hopeful future alumni. Are they really going to give to the college when they know the college is not putting the money in the classroom? I think I'm the only one here long enough to be able to say that 3 courses of survey are being telescoped into one. I think this is a travesty for the students. I think it's academically a poor approach. I think there is a real lack of coursework for any art to be studied really before the middle of the 20th century. These students will have 15 weeks, one class, to have any exposure at all to artwork before 1950. I think you cannot have an art history degree, a major, when you aren't teaching any courses in the history of art. It seems ludicrous. If we were talking about the history of mathematics, they would be eliminating Euclid and Pythagoras and Fibonacci and Newton. How could you do that? And in the same breath, how could you do that? How can you eliminate the Egyptians? How can you eliminate classical art? How can you eliminate generations of artistic production that have influenced everything from fine art to advertising throughout our culture today? It's mind-bending, if not mind-blowing, that such a curricular decision is being made. Students who are coming to us to pursue art history are not getting a very solid foundation in the history of art if this is going to be the curriculum. Those of us who are part-time are the majority of the faculty, and we are operating in a very difficult environment. We are here for the students. The administrators should be here for the students. We should be on the same side. There isn't any concept, I can imagine, where we should not be working and pulling in the same direction. I use the example of Lake Forest College, where we're getting paid more with far fewer years of tenure, because the administration there recognized that part-time faculty are pulling in the same direction with everyone else to bring academic excellence to the students. When I'm teaching at the School of the Art Institute, I can't tell you how embarrassed Columbia should be, given the compensation package comparison. I'm getting health care at the School of the Art Institute. I'm getting dental care. I'm getting a match on the 403B retirement program. We've demonstrated far too much patience with this nonsense that the administration has been shoveling at us. We look at the kind of pay rate and the kind of pay raises the people in the administration get every year. And that what's happening is that students come to Columbia and they can feel the way the faculty, their part-time faculty, the people they have the most interaction with, are being taken advantage of and being abused. And they look at that and they say, here are these people who are professionals in the field that I want to be a part of. And they aren't making it. They are struggling. They are having a real hard time. And then they look at the kind of student debt they're taking on, and they say to themselves, well, there's no future in that for me. I have had three students in the last year and a half who asked me for letters of recommendation because they had on their own decided they were leaving Columbia, and I am heartbroken by that. But I can't help but think this ties back into that retention problem that ties back into the way the academic programs are being handled and the part-time faculty are being mishandled. And this is one of the reasons why I think we as a union have to stand up and say, we have academic standards and we're going to stick to them. Well, I do think Columbia is trying to break this union, and I think this union is essential to the future benefit of the students and the academic program as much as it is to the part-time faculty. Do I have self-interest? Do I have self-interest that I want the union to succeed? I would not deny that in a minute, but I see my self-interest as tied entirely to the academic success of the institution and to the academic success of my students and the access they need to the kind of courses that they came here to take in the first place. And what we would appreciate from the students and from their families is support in that effort. Because if the students are taking on this kind of debt, they should be able to understand that it is supporting the faculty who are providing the very education they came here to get.